I'm tired.
Hello, my little ponies, and welcome back to another episode of Runes. On today's episode, let's have a little bit of a discussion, shall we? Azura had an interesting point that she wanted to talk about today. So, okay. Azura, why don't you take it away?
Okay. So a while ago on some website, I saw like this post or whatever about what game would you choose if basically you go into a game on the highest difficulty for 72 hours. If you survive the 72 hours, you come back to the real world with everything you've collected. Now, the obvious choice to me was Pokemon, because, quite frankly, even in the worst case scenario, you don't die, you just pass out. But you can get so much done in just 72 hours in those games. You can complete most of them, if not all of them, like individually.
Well, any of them.
And you can get so much money, so much items. You can catch so many Pokemon.
A fine display.
So that's actually an interesting question, because some of the games don't have a day-night cycle. Some of them they match up to real-world time. But I am under the impression that some games have their own separate day-night cycle that doesn't match up to real time.
Some of them do, some of them don't. However, what it specifies is 72 hours.
So it's real-world time and not in-game time, though.
Yes. So what this means is, just everything you can get within, 3 hours. Now, we had initially, thought that probably means, maybe that probably only means what you can bring back is what you can physically carry. Because the issue, with Pokemon is, you can only actually have
carry
6
Pokemon
on you. But all
and
of
the rest will
Pokemon
be in store.
But you can't, in the real world, we don't have that technology. Did you just get an achievement?
Yeah, I got to level 100.
Nice, congrats. You dinged. But, and so Claire suggested, well, on the assumption that you can only take 6, what 6 Pokemon would you bring back to the real world? And now we can begin the discussion proper.
So, of course, I'm not, super awesomely well-versed in Pokemon, but I feel like it would be important to find specific tasks that you would want Pokemon to do, and then go with them. For example, it would be good to have a Pokemon that can fly. That was my first thought. And Pidgeot, according to the lore, can fly at Mach 1.
Now, when you say the lore, do you mean Pokedex entry?
I don't know if it's specifically a Pokedex entry, but I looked up Pidgeot in Bulbapedia, and it said, in its description or whatever, that it can fly at the speed of sound.
Okay. Which, of course, is great, although that's definitely faster than, a human who isn't, wearing, flight suit and, has, multi-G.
But, of course, I could just, buy, gear. Surely I could buy gear for it. And also Pidgeot, so I could, say, fly down to Edmonton in, half an hour? Less than half an hour?
Sure.
Assuming that I can get the gear to be able to survive this going at the speed of sound.
Mm-hmm.
Assume. And then Azura's no, I want Latios or Latios because they go even faster. It's that just leads to more issues.
Well, I didn't say so much they go faster. I more mean that they can go on more sustained journeys. Granted, well, the other thing that I thought, obviously, you probably want a Pokemon with teleport. Depending on the rules of how it works, because the way teleport works in the game is different than how it works like in the lore and in the anime.
Yeah, in the anime, it can teleport you. It can teleport the Pokemon, and anyone the Pokemon wants, really, to anywhere it can think of or that you are thinking of.
Exactly.
This ends here.
So
Whereas
going off of
normally,
that, yeah, normally it just brings you back to the last Pokemon Center that you like checkpointed at. In Gen 1, that's the last one that you healed at. In Gens 2 through whatever, it's the last one you actually healed at. Speaking of healing, Pokemon Centers don't exist on Earth, so oh no, all these poor Pokemon, if they say run out of power points to use a move, how are they supposed
or
to
they
be
get
able to
knocked
do
out.
it? Yeah, or they suffer a bunch of damage and get knocked out. What are you supposed to do then? Well, Pokemon can be fully healed and have their power points restored by sleeping in a normal bed.
Yeah, so it's probably
So
not very much of an issue.
So Pokemon power points can be restored just or essentially an everyday recovery thing. So instead of having to worry about, oh no, my poor Pokemons, how... Yeah, it's just the power points and the health is what you get per day, and even if they're fainted, you can still put them back into their Pokeballs.
Yeah, regular healing isn't as much a concern, because as they have shown us from Gen 1 onwards, you know what's a good healing item?
Bad. Water.
That does better than even a standard potion? Fresh water.
Mm-hmm.
Just give it a drink of water.
Fresh water, specifically. So you might need to specifically... Like, tap water might not be enough. You might need, like, a water filter or just buy bottled water.
Yeah.
But also just sleeping fully heals them anyway. And since real life doesn't tend to have Pokemon unless you're using them to battle some other means, you probably won't need to heal them.
Exactly, yeah.
You just need power point recovery, which fresh water doesn't do.
So Pidgeot, Pidgeot or some other flying type, definitely a good choice to have for visiting new places quickly. If you have a Pokemon with teleport, quite frankly, based on how it works lore-wise, as soon as you've visited a place once,
you should be able to teleport.
Exactly.
There's a question in the anime on if people would be able to teleport to places that they have not yet been if they just visualize it. I don't think so, but it really remains to be seen. So yeah, have, some way of reaching to a new place, and then have a teleport user to just go there basically instantaneously.
Exactly. So, what else would you want from a Pokemon?
So,
what else?
Surf would be useful. Not necessarily for travel purposes, but just for fun purposes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course, I'd want a Dragonair because that's my favorite, and Dragonair can absolutely learn Surf. Would it be worthwhile to have a Pokemon that knows Flash? So if you're out at night, you can just light up the area.
It feels to me like having a Pokemon specifically for that purpose
would be a waste.
Really feels like a bit of a waste because we have flashlights.
True. So, day-to-day travel Pokemon, which, Pidgeot, right?
Pidgeot, and then obviously some Psychic type.
For teleport.
Probably the predictable one is Gardevoir.
Can Gardevoir learn teleport? Yes! Alright, so yeah, the Abra line, Mewtwo, the Natu line, the Gardevoir line, Claydol, Deoxys, Gallade, Elgium line, Cosmog, Solego, and Lunala. So yeah, could have Gardevoir for teleport.
Yeah. That is very curious, though, is that no new Pokemon since Gen 7 is able to use Teleport.
Well, there's something weird about Teleport that it might not actually work in Gen 9. I'm not totally sure.
Yeah, Gen 8 and Gen 9, Teleport would kind of be relatively pointless.
Considering that you can fly to
What's on
anywhere
the
that
menu
you've
for
already
today? I'm
unlocked
starving.
without having to have Pokemon for it.
Yeah. Alright, so we've got
No
our
flower cheese.
flyer, we've got our teleporter. The one I was suggesting was Rotom, particularly combined with like the phone Pokedex, whatever, for like Gens 8 and 9 and 7, I guess. Mostly just out of utility. Although it's worth noting that that one doesn't count towards your 6 normally. And similarly, the box legendary for Scarlet and Violet also doesn't count as your party member, except under specific circumstances.
Yeah.
So, because that one would be another good choice. Hey, it's a motorcycle Pokemon.
Or just a
makes
running
sense.
Pokemon.
Yeah. Basically, it's just another land transport, but that can also, eventually get the ability to, like, really just go on water and stuff like that. And so that one could just be your go-around Pokemon. But like you said, you want Dragonair, and that's because regardless of whether Dragonair you need specifically for Surf, you like Dragonair. Like, obviously,
yeah, I just like it.
You would want your favorite Pokemon.
Obviously.
Which is
But
part of why I
also would want... But also would just generally want Pokemon for, like, companionship.
You mean?
Assuming that you aren't allergic to Pokemon.
Ah. I mean, I feel like Eevee is an obvious choice for a companionship Pokemon.
And it seems like most evolutions are small enough that even if it evolves into Espeon, Umbreon, or Sylveon, it would still be, like, essentially, like, yeah, a little bit bigger, but not so big as to be a hassle.
Exactly.
Such flawless technique.
I liked it in Gen 6 when they introduced Sylveon and, like, they had, like, the friendship rating and then, like, the love rating. But the love rating was only ever used for evolving an Eevee into a Sylveon and was not used for any other purpose, it seemed.
I gotta check that here.
And then in future generations, it was just, yeah, make the Pokemon like you a lot, and give it a Fairy-type move. That I think at least in Gen 8, Eevee just learns a Fairy-type move via level up really early on anyway, I think it was. So you don't even have to, like, use a TM for it.
Yeah, there were other benefits to affection. Let's see here. But yeah, like, the value of affection has been mixed in with the friendship now.
Yeah.
But So interesting thing, an affection level or 2 or higher was required to evolve Eevee into Sylveon. The other requirement is Eevee must know a fairy-type move after leveling up. However, even if these requirements are met, Eevee will evolve into Glaceon or Leafeon instead if it's leveled up in the location with the Ice Rock or Moss Rock. God, that's another one that's just kind of a really dumb one in the thing. It's just like, hey, yeah, it's an evolution locked to a specific location.
That was supposed to have placed for stone evolutions anyway. At least in Gen 8, like, most of Eevee's evolutions are stone evolutions. Other than Espeon, Umbreon, and Sylveon. You could get most of them at level 1.
You did it! You seem stronger
When
than
I was
ever
filling
now.
out the Pokedex to get the shiny charm, I just got a bunch of Eevees, gave some of them different stones to evolve them, then had a picnic with the other 3 and played with them all a bunch. Had the curry. They all leveled up, evolved 2 of them, and then waited until night to evolve the last one into Umbreon. But also, so even though you can't fight Pokemon to give them levels in real life, unless you want to, you know, be attacking wild animals or people, Pokemon can still get levels and level up and whatnot just by being friendly towards them. So if you have, like, just a companion Eevee, it will still level up and can still evolve just by being nice and friendly with it and getting it food. Speaking of food, are there any Pokemon that are specifically good at getting food? Like, would it be worthwhile to get, say, a Meowth or something? I mean, yeah, sure, Meowth use Payday, get a whole lot of money, assuming that what it drops is gold and not just, you know, Pokédollars. So if it just drops Pokédollars, that would be basically worthless. If it actually drops gold, that would actually give you
I needed that.
money. That is something. But also, Meowth with pickup. Normally it only picks up stuff, you know, in a fight, but theoretically speaking, trainer battles count as fights as well. So you could say, what, have your Pokemon fight each other to get levels, or loan a Pokemon to someone else so you can fight against them and have your Meowth just pick up stuff, or, like, to translate to, like, real lore, just bringing your Meowth out on a walk, it should get items.
Impressive. I can't
It
let
should be able to just pick up stuff,
myself fall behind.
theoretically speaking.
I'll cut you down.
This ends here.
You hit them
Now, I don't know if it will necessarily pick up
Cut you down.
food. I don't think that there are any Pokemon that specifically, you know, like, give you berries and stuff, right?
I am looking at the pickup charts now. Alright, let's see here.
Burn to ash. Burn to ash. Flames. Burn to ash. Burn to ash. Burn to ash. Flames. Burn to ash.
Alright, in the most recent generation, no, it won't pick up berries. However, it can pick up leftovers.
Yeah, it's just,
And also
it just
various,
steals someone's chicken.
Let's finish this with one to ash.
Sorry?
various mushrooms, some herbs. Oh, that's an interesting thought. Pickup can also get them to pick up revives.
Oh!
Let's just see here. What was the last generation where they could pick up like a consumable food item?
Flames.
can't keep this up for much
I mean,
longer.
unless rare candy counts, of course.
Burn to ash.
I mean, that's just, candy.
Burn to ash. Almost there. Stay focused. Burn to ash.
You did it! You seem stronger than ever now. I haven't lost yet. You're... Forgive me.
Thank you. I needed that.
Wow. Okay. In the Battle Pyramid and in Fire Red and Leaf Green, berries can be gotten using pickup, but only in those gens and only in those situations. Actually, in Fire Red and Leaf Green, it particularly focuses on berries because
Burn to ash.
they're not very
You hit
readily
them
available
right
in
where it
Kanto.
hurts. Great job.
Burn to ash.
So,
Burn to ash.
actually, now that I think about it, considering you can just have whatever you can find, you don't necessarily can only get Pokemon with this. You could just go around the map and just grab a bunch of different berries, bring them back to Earth, and theoretically be able to grow them. I say theoretically because we don't know about, like, the soil nutrients required for growing berries. Like, we assume that the dirt is the same, but if the dirt has, like, a different composition of nutrients, so you could potentially also just bring back some dirt.
I got a jar of dirt. I got a
If
jar
there's,
of
like,
dirt.
say,
Burn to
like, there probably isn't, but if there was, say, like, a growing pot or whatever, you could just get, like, a pot of Pokemon soil to grow berries in, and they grow in, like, what, a day or something?
here.
It's almost over.
Yeah,
Let's
about,
end this.
about that, I think. I think some berries take longer.
Amazing. Just what I'd expect from the one who bested me.
So, yeah, get, like, a pot of, Pokemon soil and some berries to grow. Now, of course, for that, you would want an older generation, because the newer generation, they grow just on trees. Well, in Gen 8, the berries just grow on trees, and you can't grow any yourself. So unless you want to pick, uproot an entire tree to try to take with you.
Flames! Burn to ash.
So that's their weakness.
Flames!
Good eye.
Yeah, that might be a bit much.
It might be a bit much. There's also just the sheer possibility of just bringing a Ditto along so that you can breed more Pokemon together.
Burn to ash.
Granted, now here's the thing. In the game, when you hatch a Pokemon from an
Burn
egg,
to ash.
it immediately gets put into a Pokeball.
Yes.
And those Pokeballs don't seem to come from your inventory either. Like, they just
Nope.
basically spawn,
Yeah.
which is weird.
Burn to ash.
I can't keep this up for much longer.
Burn to ash. Comes. Ultimate God Slayer.
But when you release a Pokemon back into the wild, the Pokeball also goes away.
Cut you down. Burn to ash.
It's just one of those features just to make the game more convenient so you don't have to spend a Pokeball with every hatching you do, considering some people might hatch hundreds or even thousands of a Pokemon for a shiny. It'd be too much to ask them to spend that many Pokeballs.
Yeah.
But in exchange, when you release a Pokemon, you don't get the Pokeball back. Possibly, I don't know, if the Pokeball is, like, tied to that specific Pokemon, so no other Pokemon could use it. Or that breaking the Pokeball is part of the process for releasing a
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Yeah, that was the impression I got, is that you're literally breaking the Pokeball. Ooh, only one more upgrade for the sword.
That would be about 334 more swings. We'll be at this for a little while.
But
Burn to ash.
I was thinking about Ditto earlier, and just thinking like, is that
Stay
a bit of a
focused.
cop-out choice? Because we also had that
A little
discussion
bit.
on the server
Amazing as
not too long
always.
ago.
I have so much
About
to
what
learn.
Ditto can transform into, and if a Ditto could just be a different Pokemon, like, indefinitely. Or, like, say, swap between every Pokemon. If the Ditto knows what every Pokemon looks like, it could just say, oh hey, be a Pidgeot for me. Oh hey, be a Gallade for me. Oh hey, be a Gardevoir for me. Oh hey, learn this move for me.
Burn to ash.
Exactly.
And if just taking one Ditto, it could effectively be the equivalent of getting every single Pokemon in the world.
Yep.
Burn to ash. Flames.
So,
Burn to ash. Burn to ash.
what other Pokemon can
We
learn
stop them.
Pick Up?
Burn to
I
ash
believe
with one
Zigzagoon and
punch.
Meowth can learn it. I know there's more.
Okay. Here's the list of Pokemon with pickup. Meowth, all 3 variants. Apom, Teddiursa, Phanpy, Zigzagoon, and its evolution line, both forms. Pachirisu, Ambipom, Munchlax, Lillipup, Buttlebee and Diggersby, Dedenne, Pumpkaboo and Gorgeist, Pekapeck and Trumbeak, Tandemaus, and
Burn to ash.
Revard.
Does
Flames.
Meowth
note
keep
that-
Pick Up?
Sorry, what?
Does Meowth keep Pick Up when he evolves into Persian?
No. So the ones that keep it upon evolution
Almost over. Let's
are
end this.
Apom into Ambipom, Zigzagoon
Sorry,
into
but I can't
Linoon,
lose to you.
but not Obstagoon. So you'd need to be careful if you're having the Galarian form. Buttlebee into Diggersby, Pumpkaboo into Gorgeist, and that's it. Because Pikapeck evolves into Trumbeak, which evolves into Toucannon and doesn't keep it available.
Yeah, so, okay. What are those? So essentially, we would need Pokemon that wouldn't wouldn't evolve on its own, or with a fully evolved form would be fine to have. So, like, you think, oh, Meowth would be great, except if he evolves into Persian, it loses Pickup.
Ends here.
Yeah.
Like, Teddiursa evolves into Ursaring, which I'm guessing doesn't, and also it's a giant bear now.
God slayer.
Yeah. So
Like, I
the
imagine the
ones that
Pickup
are,
Pokemon we'd want to have basically like an outdoor cat.
okay, so the options that would be work if you are worried about them evolving on their own
Burn to ash.
would be Apom, non-Galarian Zigzagoon if you're fine with Linoon,
Burn to ash.
Pachirisu,
Burn to
uh,
ash.
Dedenne,
What are
Buttlebee,
those two?
huh?
What are those two Pokemon?
Pachirisu is the Gen 4 electric squirrel, Pikachu equivalent. Dedenne is the fairy type one that's in Gen 6. Neither of them evolve. And
Wait,
Buttlebee
Tandemouse.
huh? Yes, but Mousehold does not.
That is so weird. Oh wait, yeah, because Mousehold has to have its.
Yeah.
Oh, you've also did Mousehold when leveled up in a battle.
If leveled up in a battle it was not sent out in, it will still evolve, but the evolution animation will be skipped. So
But considering
If
that
it's
we
in your-
don't,
yeah, but if you're trying to, trigger pickup by having your Pokemon fight each
True.
other. Bunnelby into Diggersby and Pumpkaboo into Gorgeist seem like Okay, Pumpkaboo actually only evolves when traded, so it will never evolve.
Oh yeah, good point. And Gorgeist is like maybe 2 to 3 feet tall, like about 3 feet tall.
Well, the thing is, Pumpkaboo and Gorgeist actually all have 4 different forms based on their size. So, because they're small, average, large, and supersize. So, technically, it depends on the Pumpkaboo. The issue with Bunnelby into Diggersby is Bunnelby, I would say, is probably about the size of your average wild hare. Diggersby is
about
definitely bigger. So realistically,
3 feet. Diggersby is like 3 feet tall.
yeah, that might be a bit
But
much.
Bunnelby
And
is
also,
like 1 foot tall.
and considering that Bunnelby and Diggersby are very much, hey, we're rabbits that dig. That's what we do. That's what we like to do. I mean, I guess keep them outside, but
Scott, Pick-a-Peck would be so cute to have. It's a little birdie. Well, 1 for a tall bird. Evolves into a 2-foot tall bird. Evolves into a 3-foot tall bird that no longer has pickup for some reason.
exactly.
And just giving it an Everstone doesn't work because then it can't use pickup.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, although it is noticing with Graveyard, it
Leveled up at
okay.
night.
It levels up. Yeah, evolves if levels up at night, but it's
Also
also
has
a
a
ghost
fire.
type Pokemon, so like just straight up, it's a ghost dog.
Yeah.
So it feels to me like the best choices would be Pumpkaboo and never trade it, Dedenne, Pachirisu, Apom, and potentially Ambipom, because it only evolves into Ambipom if it levels up while knowing the move double hit.
Yeah.
Or Zigzagoon into Linoon. How big is Linoon? Linoon is
A foot.
oh my god. It's only well, is that a foot tall or is that a foot long?
I imagine that would be long. Although it is 71 pounds, so it might be a foot tall and like 2-3 feet long. I think that the height is like its longest size. Because if you look at Gyarados, Gyarados' height is 21 feet. And
It's also
Zigzagoon
capable of
height
running
is
60 miles per hour.
Bye!
And that is according to, let's see here, to the Pokedex entries from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, 16 separate Pokedex entries confirm that that it runs at 60 miles an hour. However, it has to be running in a straight line.
What was it? Lines might not seem very much, but they can jump up to 20 feet. Rah! Pachirisu, just over a foot tall. Well, 1 foot 4 inches. Yeah, one of these with just pick up. I think either that or the pumpkin.
Burn to ash. Flames.
Depends on how big the Linoon is, because if the Linoon isn't too outrageously big, I think a normal Linoon could also be a good idea. Basically.
Okay. Hang on.
Burn to
I
ash.
haven't lost yet.
Burn to ash. Burn to ash.
I mean,
Burn to ash.
Zigzagoon is marked as 1 foot 4 inches, and Linoon is marked as 1 foot 8 inches.
Flames.
So it's just like, that definitely feels more like it's,
You know, from bottom to
It's-
top as opposed to from nose to tail.
Burn to ash.
yeah.
Again, hard to really know what their intentions are.
I mean, the implication for Zigzagoon, at the very least, is it's supposed to be a small raccoon. It's literally called the Tiny Raccoon Pokemon.
But again, it is, even Zigzagoon is taller, like longer nose to tail than it is from,
It's almost over.
you know, paw to
Yeah.
spot.
This.
Burn to ash.
Such flawless
Burn
technique.
to ash.
And unless we get any, like, official Pokemon, like, Pokemon, but they're all their official sizes, actually, like, made by Nintendo, we won't necessarily exactly know, because Pokemon are often not actually their perfectly to-scale sizes in the Pokemon games. For example, Wailord.
This isn't anywhere
And any,
else.
like, Pokemon to-scale mods are just the, like, creator's interpretation of size. And not necessarily the exact sizes that they are meant to be.
They got me. I'm not nearly strong enough.
So, you know, there's that.
Burn to ash. Flames.
Alright, so we have a pickup Pokemon, favorite Pokemon, a flying Pokemon, a teleport
Burn
Pokemon,
to ash. Here.
and that's just Gardevoir for teleport, so... Potential for a surfing Pokemon, which I have Dragonair. Oh gosh, 72 hours, I don't know, will that be enough time for me to find a shiny Dratini? And the pickup Pokemon could theoretically also be, like, the companionship Pokemon. Although, probably a nice Eevee.
Flames.
Now, here's the thing to remember, though, when it comes to evolution.
Flames.
Pokemon aren't guaranteed to evolve. You can cancel evolution, and as we've seen
least
from the
in the
anime, a Pokemon themselves can refuse to evolve.
Burn to ash.
True.
Flames.
But, has there been a point in the anime where, like, a Pokemon was wanting to evolve and the trainer said, like, no? And just forced the Pokemon to not evolve?
Flames. Burn to ash. Flames. Flames. This ends here. Burn to ash. This ends here. I found their weakness.
Alright, so we're done. Now it's just Parasol and Mask, though.
Yeah, I don't think that there's a single instance. There's definitely been instances of Pokemon themselves not wanting to evolve.
I was so
But there
careless.
doesn't seem to be any
I'm sorry.
cases where, like, the trainer can prevent a Pokemon's evolution. That's why I want to be careful with Pokemon evolution,
Water and ice.
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Of course, having a Dragonair, it'll likely evolve into a Dragonite by itself eventually
Almost there.
anyway,
Stay focused.
which would be problematic.
You did it! You seem
But, like,
stronger
say,
than ever now.
Gardevoir is a final evolution. Eevee
It is
evolved
worth noting. Let's put it this way: is there any particular item you want your Dragonair to be holding?
What, just give it an Everstone and say always hold on to this?
Kinda. It's the bond of our friendship.
I mean, Dragonair are smart though, aren't they? You can just explain, like...
Well, here's the thing. Most Pokemon are smart.
No, like, Dragonair is, like, particularly smart. Like, Dragonair talked to people.
There, we've stopped them. Let's finish this with one fell swoop.
Not a lot of Pokemon talk to people.
Water and ice.
When did a Dragonair talk to
Envelop
people?
them.
During the banned Pokemon episode that involved the Dratini and Dragonair, the Dragonair used, like, telekinesis to talk to, like, Ash and his friends.
You hit them right where it hurts. Great job.
Envelop them. Water and ice. Envelop them.
This isn't anywhere enough to defeat
Envelop
me.
them. Envelop them.
They got me.
Water and ice.
Nearly strong enough. I was so careless. I'm sorry.
Water and ice.
It's almost over. Let's end this.
Oh no, the boss is dead! Whatever will we do now?
Water and ice.
And of course, if it's just, like, people being brought into the Pokemon world, we won't necessarily be given, like, a starter Pokemon.
Don't underestimate.
So, which of course could be interesting
Eliminate them.
for a Pokemon game to do at some point or other. Just act as if, like, no, you're just a normal person in this Pokemon
Water and
world.
ice.
Instead of getting, like, oh, you fancy starters. One-of-a-kind, unique starters, basically. Whatever. It's like, no.
Keep this up for much longer.
You get your first Pokemon, like,
Water and ice.
from the wild. By hand. You get, like, a Caterpie or something.
Look upon me and despair. Release the beasts.
Like, imagine a Pokemon
Water and ice.
game where you can actually just, like, fight the wild Pokemon, like, just with your bare hands.
Envelop them. This ends here.
That's what I wanted from Pokemon Legends Arceus. You could go out and just, like, actually fight Pokemon. You have, like, a health value that, like, depletes when you get hurt. If a wild Pokemon tries to attack one of your Pokemon, you can stand in the way, you take damage instead, but you spare your Pokemon's health. Like, that's the sort of thing that I wanted to see. So I thought that would be really neat to see in a Pokemon game. And then they didn't do that. Like, you can still walk in front of the attack and, like, get hurt, but your Pokemon still gets just as hurt. And it's like, oh,
Water and
well
ice
then.
comes. Ultimate God Slayer. Tougher than I
Okay, I just want to say I read through like the whole plot summary here, like of the
Water and ice.
Look
of that
upon me and
episode.
despair.
I've seen nothing indicating that it can speak. Like it does seem to have like enough like intelligence or whatever to, you know, remember like the Safari Zone like guy, but that's it. you would think that, you know, a Dratini or Dragonair, like, communicating would be notable enough for them to mention it.
Right, fine, looks like we're just going to have to watch that banned episode then, if we can find it.
Yep.
Let my guard down.
Because I'm sure that, like, Ash and Co are all like, yeah, we're going to get a Dratini. Dratini's a rare Pokemon. Well, mostly Ash. I'm going to get a Dratini. That's a rare Pokemon. I'm going to have a Dratini on my team. And then they, like, reach for all the Dratini on as a Dragonair that, like, comes out of the water. It's like, no, these Dratini are my children. I'm keeping them safe, and I don't want them to, like, take part in the barbaric practices of, like, Pokemon battling and blah, blah, blah.
You shall do as I say.
Envelop them.
And so then Ash, like, it's like, okay then, I won't capture one of your children.
Water and ice.
Look upon me and despair. Release the beasts.
Water and... Envelop them.
Now go!
Water and ice. Water and ice.
And of course, Dragonair in the anime is shown to be able to fly, but I'm pretty sure that Dragonair can't actually learn fly. So, Azura, how about getting a Mew?
Water and ice.
How?
Water and ice.
I mean,
It's
There
not
are
actually
ways.
under the truck, Claire.
Envelop them.
aren't there actual legitimate ways to get Mew in some of the games?
Yes, but they're all triggered by events.
Dragging this out will only water and ice.
You might be able to in Gen 7, 8, and 9 through those, you know, the semi-random things.
Look upon me.
But I
and
don't know if you
despair.
could guarantee being able to get access to one within only 3 days.
Stay back and leave this to me.
You shall
Yeah,
do as
I
I
kind of want to
say.
see some people just, like, stream a Pokemon game for 72
Final
hours.
reckoning comes.
Try to build up as good a team as possible.
Water and ice.
And use, like, all of the Pokemon, you know, 6 of the Pokemon they found, as well as all of the items that they found in a single solid 72-hour chunk to, like, just battle each other. 72-hour chunk, but also taking in mind, like, sleeping and stuff.
I also want to point out
What game would be best?
how it might not be a very good idea to basically kidnap a minor deity entirely out of its entire region.
Water
That's
and
fair.
Me and despair.
Yeah, legendaries and pseudo-legendaries are probably not such a good idea.
envelop
No
them.
matter how
Yeah,
much I
like
want to
yeah.
want to.
Now go!
Yeah,
Well, also that's the
legendary-
thing, in Gen 8 at least, there's like the stone, like the thing whenever we go through a cave with some NPCs or other players, and at the end there's like a random Pokemon that's usually a legendary.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing I was talking about. That's the only way that you can potentially get a Mew, but
Envelop them.
You shall do as I say.
Envelop them. Envelop them.
Like, I think that catching the Pokemon from that
There.
would be
We've
fine.
stopped them.
Because it's
Envelop
not like
them
those
with one
specific
fell
Pokemon are like doing jobs.
true. All the ones like you through that and through like the
The Dynamax things.
no, that's not what I'm thinking. Through the in Gen
This isn't
7,
over yet.
like the Ultra Warps or whatever, like all that stuff, like going between dimensions. Because you're still basically stealing Pokemon from other dimensions when
You
you're
shall
doing that.
do as I
Water
say.
and ice.
So I guess there wouldn't really be too much difference, you know,
Are you
bringing them
all
to
right?
our
Yeah.
I
world.
must heal you at once.
Okay, so I just got a really mean idea.
Oh no.
Go to Gen 2, take that guy's
Look upon
Spiro,
me and despair.
and also take the shuffle, and then go back to it.
Water and ice. Envelop them.
Rude.
You shall do as I say.
Although Shuckle is an interesting one,
Water and ice.
because if you give Shuckle a berry, it'll turn it into juice.
It will? What?
That's what a Shuckle does. Okay, let me just double check this and make sure that's not just a lore thing.
Is that like its ability, Shuffle Juice?
Envelop them.
Yes, from Gen 2 onwards, so it's not even an ability-based thing.
This ends
Look
here.
upon me and despair. Release the beasts.
Let me just see here if I can find the...
They got me.
Envelop them.
I'm not nearly strong enough. Go!
Water and ice. Envelop them.
Oh, in Gen 2.
Keep this up for much longer.
Shuckle, the first Shuckle holding a berry in the player's party has a 1 in 16 chance to turn it into a berry juice after each battle.
Envelop them. Water and ice.
Just have a Shuffle, give it a blueberry.
Yep. It's basically a thing
Water and ice.
that Shuckle does.
Look upon me and
Envelop
despair.
them.
Release
Also,
the
speaking of which, you left your bag of
I
frozen
was so
fruits, including some
careless.
blueberries, here.
Sorry. You shall do as I say.
Water and ice.
I guess you'll just have to have some blueberries in your smoothies.
How dare you?
Water and ice.
Or you could do some baking with them.
Envelop them.
Make a blueberry
Blueberry.
pie.
There's not enough blueberries in there. It's not like just a full thing of blueberries, necessarily. There's not enough for a
Claire.
whole pie.
We got 2 bags of just blueberries. We only used one of them.
I thought we only got 1 bag of just blueberries.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
stop chasing me.
if you're right that we only got 1 full blueberry and 1 with
Mixed.
blueberries and other things,
You shall do as I
then,
say.
I mean, you can just make a fruit pie.
I don't want to make a pie.
Why not?
I don't like pie.
Well, then make it for, you know, your, like, the ladies in the, like,
I don't know
gaming
how to make pie, and I don't want to learn how to make pie. Just to go, hey, do y'all like pie? Cool, eat this while I watch you.
Release the beasts.
Okay, Claire? You have flour?
No.
This ends here.
You don't
If I
have
do, it's
flour.
probably if I do, it's probably expired.
Now
Okay.
go.
If I have flour, I would have gotten it like 7+ years ago.
Impressive. I can't let myself fall behind.
Water and ice.
They've slowed down. Attack now.
Envelop them. This ends here.
I mean, realistically, you know, another thing you could do? Recreate that Rice Krispie recipe, but instead of the Mars bars, you add in the fruit.
No. That would just be gross.
Why?
Because.
So you think everyone will think it will be gross?
I think that I will think it's gross.
You're ready.
And I don't want to try baking stuff, dirty a whole bunch of dishes, spend like an hour of my time for, hey, here's some food. You eat this while I watch you. I don't know if it's any good.
It's knowing when to pull back.
What do you take me for, a parent?
Now go.
Anyways, back to the conversation at hand.
You okay? You need treatment.
Right.
Another option is to get yourself a Smeargle.
to teach
Your final record.
very specific moves.
No, to make art that you can sell.
I don't think that the art that Smeagol would make would be art that people would necessarily want to buy, unless they're specifically only buying it because, OMG, a Pokemon is real and it made this art. Hey Barbara, I bought art made by an actual Pokemon! In which case, any Pokemon could basically do the same thing.
This ends here.
Stay back and leave this to me.
Unless it's somewhere established that all Smeargles actually make good quality art.
Your reckoning comes.
Thank you.
Slayer.
I needed that.
You shall do.
Yeah. 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 Right. Yeah. 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 Right. Yeah. 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 Right.
Look upon me and despair. You shall do as I say.
Alright. All of the secret treasures are now fully upgraded, and now I don't have to worry about any of them ever again.
Okay, so never mind. Apparently, in all of the Pokedex entries, it actually doesn't say it really makes paintings. It uses its, like, tail paint to mark its territory.
So I just have paint all over my walls.
Yeah, so never mind on that.
This ends here.
You hit them right where it hurts.
They slowed down. Now's our chance
My
to strike
ultimate
back.
technique. Kabanagi.
Prepare yourself.
This ends here. Your reckoning comes, God Slayer.
Prepare yourself. Now go. You shall do as I say. No escape.
Almost there. This ends here.
Such
Wow.
flawless technique.
This ends here.
There's actually very few moves that Sketch can't copy.
Well, there are some that it can't copy, not because, like, Sketch is specifically programmed not to be able to copy it, but just because of, like, the logistics of copying some moves.
You shall do. Now
This
go.
ends here.
What do you mean?
The thing that comes to mind is actually not a good example of it, and if I say it, then you'd be like, "Well, but you can totally do that, so your entire point is invalid and you're wrong." So I don't want to actually say it.
Okay, well then give a different example.
Well, then I have to think of a
I
different
was
example.
so careless.
Wasn't there? Oh, right, explosion. There, that's an example.
I'm sorry.
This ends here.
Like, I'm not... Because, like... Explosion, self-destruct, there are a few other moves that also knock out the Pokemon who uses the move.
Yep. Self-destruct and explosion can be used if a Pokemon with the ability Damp is out on the field, because that makes the move fail.
So, unless one of them... Because I don't think Smeargle gains the ability Damp. So, you'd have to do a double battle. So I guess it's specifically in Gen 2, because I don't think there's double battles in Gen 2. I don't think that gets introduced till Gen 3. I mean, abilities themselves don't get introduced till Gen 3 anyway. So at the very least, that doesn't, you can't get that in Gen 2 at least, but... Because I remember some time ago I was trying to do it. I was playing through Gen 2 and I got a Smeagol. I was like, oh, what moves can I give it? I wanted to give it Spore because, obviously, which you can get because you can give this Smeagol a specific, like an Awakening Berry, whatever.
Your reckoning.
So yeah, wait for Spore to get used.
Tougher than I
Smeagol
thought.
wakes up, and then you go first and Sketch. I believe Sketch can't get Sketch as well. But that might just be programmed.
Okay. As of version 3.0.0 for Gen 9,
Metronome as well.
End this.
it actually can use
Fine
learn
display.
metronome.
I thought that was like if Metronome gets used, then a different move gets called. Sketch will copy the move that
I
gets
could
called,
learn
and
a
not the
thing or two
metronome.
from you.
In Gen
Your
2,
reckoning.
yes.
Victory is mine.
In Gen 2, if used on Metronome, Mimic, Mirror Move, or Sleep Talk,
Your
it'll copy
reckoning.
the move that one calls.
Oh, but then they changed it in the future?
I owe you one.
Look upon
Yes.
me and despair.
Yeah, because that's what I was...
However, okay, here's the specific situation in which it can. In Ruby and Sapphire only,
Revenge here.
oh,
You hit them
but
right
then
where
it also got changed again after that. But in Ruby and Sapphire only in Gen 3, if a Pokemon attempted to use Metronome, Mimic, and Transform while asleep, and thus failed to use it, it can be copied. And it also can be used to copy Mirror Move and Sleep Talk like any other move. However, Gens 4 through Gen 7, Sketch can just copy Metronome, Mimic, and Transform like any other move. And starting with version 3.0.0 in Gen 9, because it couldn't be used in Gen 8, and it couldn't be used until version 3.0 in Scarlet
Because I'm
Violet.
guessing that Smeagol wasn't in Gen 9 until 3.0.0. So I'm guessing.
It just says Sketch could not be selected in a battle. So that's unclear. But it cannot copy Dark Void or Hyperspace Fury, the signature moves of Darkrai and Hoopa Unbound. Cannot be used on Terra Starstorm, which is the Terra...
Yes.
What's it used by the Terrapagos? Revival Blessing. Which is an interesting one. Revival Blessing allows the player to select a fainted Pokemon. The selected Pokemon will be revived and half its HP will be restored. Revival Blessing will fail if there are no fainted Pokemon in the party. But the move cannot be copied by Sketch. Who can learn this one? Pawmot and
Pawmot
Rabska.
and Rabska.
So that's weird that one can't be copied.
Well, I imagine that if you manage to copy it, because like Revival Blessing is supposed... It's a revival. It's a revive.
Yes. So it's just weird that that's a move. But either way, it's just interesting that it's the only...
But also, yeah, the reason why Sketch is
Star
only
Wheels-
available in Gen 9 from version 3.0.0 is because Smeagol wasn't in the game until then.
Okay. And also you can't copy the Starmobile's signature moves.
Or
And
Breakneck
despite
Blitz.
being both inaccessible and unusable, Breakneck Blitz, which is a normal type Z-type move,
From apparently
you can
just
use
Gen 7. And cannot be used
Yeah,
in Gen 8 onwards.
but for some reason it is specified as a move that cannot be copied by Sketch in the code. And the other move that, because we already said we can't learn Sketch, the other move that Sketch can't learn is Struggle.
Yeah.
which is should be obvious, yeah.
They're also like just they're also just like a number of moves that Sketch could theoretically get but can't actually get, just because you can't find Pokemon with those moves.
Mm.
Like there are like at least in Gen 2, there are some trainers that might be like the only trainer in the entire game who can possibly use like this one certain move. But then if you beat that trainer, I don't know if you can rematch. But also there are just some moves that cannot be used against you in Gen 2. Because none of the Pokemon that you'll ever fight have them.
Oh. Yes, because, yeah, Sketch will fail if the move tries to copy a move the user already knows, or if the battle does not allow experience points to be earned, such as link battles or battle facility battles, or if the target is transformed. If used by a transformed Pokemon, Sketch will allow the Pokemon to permanently learn the Sketch move. This is known as the Sketch Glitch for Gen 2. However, Gen 3 has an interesting other one where it says Sketch will fail. Oh, well, first of all, if Sketch is used in a no experience point thing, such as Link Battles or Battle Tower,
yeah, any moveset
changes
caused by Sketch will
be
be reverted at
the
the end of the battle.
But you can keep it for that battle. However, it will fail if used by a transformed Pokemon, or if a Pokemon somehow uses it without having Sketch in its current moveset.
Mirror move?
So, yeah, Mirror Move, or can Metronome bring out Sketch? I don't know. Probably not.
Mimic, Mirror move.
Yeah. Yeah, that is interesting. Anyways, so yeah, Smeargle is not as particularly useful as I thought. Is the recording over?
I'm waiting because they're still talking. I didn't want to cut you off.
Okay.
Let's see. Can it use Sketch? No. Metronome cannot grab Sketch.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Notably, in Gen 1, Metronome could get Mimic, and in no other generations.
Mm-hmm.
It can get Mirror Move in Gen 1, 2, and 3, but not 4, 5, 6, or 7. And could get Transform in Gens 1, 2, 3, and 4. So anyway... Yeah, Pokemon, woohoo.